right, let's see if are we working? Are we working hard? Are we hardly working? All right, let me see if the video and audio is working. Oh, looks like it is. Cool. Hello. Hey, everybody. How's it all going? What's good? Pizza. Pizza is very good, especially deep dish. Dude, the horse! I wanted it so bad, but it's so expensive. It is, isn't it? I spent too much damn money on this fucking thing. But I love him. He's my buddy now. Who's the god of chaos in Greek mythology? Well, there's two. There's Chaos, the first being in Greek mythology. He's literally primordial chaos. And then there's Eris. She is chaos and strife. There you go. My name is Persephone. Hey, that's a fun name. Have you seen Hadestown? Yes. In fact, did you know it's coming to theaters in the coming week? That's pretty cool. What's your favorite Greek story? 12 Labors of Heracles. The chat is still lagging on my computer, so I'm going to try to keep up with it here where it's much smaller. Have you watched all 3 Avatar movies? Unfortunately, yes, I have. I just recently saw Fire and Ash on Disney Plus. It was pretty lame. Honestly, it was pretty damn bad. I don't know where these movies are going. Have you listened to all the songs of Epic the Musical? Yes, I have, but I don't have them all memorized or anything. Thoughts on the Kane Chronicles? I liked the Kane Chronicles. I mainly was just clamoring for more, Riordan myth stories, but and I didn't like it as much as Percy Jackson or the later Heroes of Olympus and Magnus Chase series, but I like Kane Chronicles. For God's sake. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the chat to pull up on this bigger screen so I can see more of the chat, because I hate when I miss a bunch of chat messages and then you guys are like, oh, why'd you ignore my message? I'm not ignoring, they fly by. What got you into mythology at first? I see we have new fans in the chat. Hell yeah. When I was a little kid, my mom read me this book. My mom was from European Georgia. They love Greek mythology over there because a lot of Greek myths take place over there. She also read me this book, Arabian Nights. Really enjoyed this as well. Those were the books that got me into mythology when I was about 3 years old. And I see we have a donation. Thank you, everyone, for everything. I just noticed Zeus basically pays Hephaestus with exposure. Also, by the way, Hades 2 fixes a lot of history, so I'm cool now. Just want to let you know. Okay, awesome. That is true. Hephaestus doesn't really get paid a lot. I mean, he sort of got paid with a bride, if you think about it. They gave him Aphrodite, to shut him up. Just started watching Game of Thrones for the first time. Oh, cool. You're going to have a really great 6 seasons or so, and then it's gonna go to shit. Chi-Chi, thanks for the $10. Hey. Funny post I had to share. Anne Hathaway is 43. Tom Holland is 30. Their difference in age is only 13 years. Hilariously, one of the most historically accurate things from the movie. You have a solid point there. Yeah, that's true. Anne Hathaway's not that old. But Tom Holland looks much younger than he is. Tom Holland is 30. I'm 32. Tom Holland and I do not look the same age. And I mean, I'm 32, not I'm also 30. I'm 33-2. That's my age. What's my favorite mythology? Well, I'm biased towards Greek, but Japan is very competitive because I love how crazy Japan is. Rami, thank you for the donation. Would highly love for you to review the Netflix live-action Avatar's new 3rd season. 3rd season? Aren't they on season 2? Yeah, I did a video discussing the 1st season, and then I just wasn't really motivated to watch season 2, and now I feel like it's a little too late. Honestly, I mean, maybe I'll talk about the new movie when it comes out. I know it's leaked, but when it officially comes out. Alfie the Tippin, very appropriate name because thank you for the, I believe that's a 20-pound donation. Thank you so much. Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I was the guy who ran the Mythology Club. Oh, really? Sadly, I do not run it anymore as I have graduated, but I was talking to the new president and she said that you have really helped her get people in. That is so fucking cool. I do remember that. You said you ran one at school, right? Yeah. And you said like my videos were a part of that. I love that so much, and it makes me feel so great. Honestly, it makes me feel so damn good to like when people are like, oh, you got me into mythology, or like my teacher uses your videos, or this video made my priest laugh, or whatever. It's like that's what just makes my whole life. Sorry, I meant the second season. I figured there's nothing to apologize for. It's fine. What's the most accurate Greek mythology movie? Ooh, I mean, can I say like a series instead of a movie? Because if so, it might be the 1997 Odyssey series. Like I think it's a European or something. But I think that one might be the most accurate. When are you gonna release the card game you made? Actually, things are getting pretty good right now. I might be doing a collaboration with the new Plague Tale game, and I might be doing a collaboration with another brand. If the collaboration happens, you'll see it in the coming weeks. So, like, I have gotten my shit a lot more together. So here's the thing. I was saving up money, but then two things happened. One, a good friend of mine got married in Poland, so I had to pay for a trip to Poland and back. And two, a friend of mine in Georgia died, so I have to pay for a trip to Georgia and back for, the funeral and such. So that drained a lot of my bank account, unfortunately. But since I got my shit more together when it came to posting and stuff and keeping up with my emails, I may be getting more sponsorships than I used to. And if I can get like a few more, then I should have enough money for the card game release. So, fingers crossed, let's hope for the best. I really want the card game to come out. Remnant Stars, thank you for the $5. With the new Odyssey movie, will you do an inaccuracy video on the 90s movie with Armin Asante? Well, I'll definitely do an inaccuracy video on the... Oh, you're asking if I'll do like what I did with Clash of the Titans, aren't you? I don't think I would do it quite like that, because with Clash of the Titans, both versions were so well known. Whereas with this new one, like, so well known to the point where I couldn't fully decide which one of them I wanted to do. So I just did both. With this new Odyssey movie, it's like, obviously do the new one, But it doesn't mean I won't eventually also do the 90s one. If you're if you're talking about the 97 series, then I'll definitely do that, because I want to do that a lot. Morgan, thanks for the $5. Hey, buddy, question. What are your thoughts on Heracles movie with Alan Richson as Heracles? Let me look up Alan Richson real quick. Who is Alan Richson? There we go. Oh, he's got the look. He has got the look. I like it. Yeah, sure. I mean, if he can act, great. But yeah, he's definitely got the look down. I think that's great fan casting right there, look wise. Yeah, I'm on board if that ever happens. Is that something that's happening? I don't know. I Talk Stuff, thank you for the donation. Thoughts on Monster High? I never watched Monster High. That was after my time, and it was also for girls, so I did not watch that growing up. It has a couple Gorgons in it. Oh, that's kind of cool. There's a daughter of Stheno. Okay, that I can see why you're asking me that. I haven't seen it. I'm sorry. How do you think Game of Thrones should have ended? Well, what should have happened is, like, you should have properly developed... I'm not going to spoil it for you because you just started watching it. But you should have properly developed what Daenerys ends up doing. And there was such an easier justification you could have gone with for why Bran ends up where he is. Like, instead of, who has a better story, how about, saying, you know, wisdom is good for this position, and who knows more than Bran does now? You could have said that. That would have made a lot more goddamn sense. I think people would have really, really been way more okay with the ending of Game of Thrones if they just bought what Dany ended up doing instead of being like, what the absolute hell is going on? you know? And also spend a little more goddamn time on, the Golden Company and the Long Night and everything. Give it maybe at least one more season. Like, properly do these things. Dark Soul, thank you for the $5. Why didn't you explain all the bad stuff Garuda did when you talked about him? He did more than simply try to steal the Amrita. Well, keep in mind, the only times I've talked about Garuda is in shorts. And back when I first talked about him, shorts were capped at 60 seconds. So there was only so much I could do. If I ever do a proper video delving into Garuda, don't, especially since now shorts are allowed to be longer, I will say more about him, don't worry. If you made a God of War game, what would it be? Aztec mythology, all over the place. It would be that April Fool's joke I made, honestly. Like, gods of war, Egypt, Aztec, and Japanese, that's what it would be. Like, what is your favorite mythological creature? I really like the Chimera. I like hybrid creatures, so like the Chimera, the Baku, stuff like that. Cerberus is also up there just because I love the shit out of dogs, and he's a triple doggo. Thoughts on Magnus Chase? Loved the first book, and then I liked the following books kind of less and less. But absolutely loved the first book. Did you ever play Achilles Legends Untold? No, I have not played that, sorry. Since my message seemed to get burned... Oh, what was that message? Hold on. Would you ever consider doing a video based around Digimon based on mythology? Like you did for Pokemon, since there are so many cool Digimon based on mythology. Oh, doing it in a similar way to the Pokemon video. Actually, I think that's kind of a cool idea. You know what? I like that idea. It may happen. What's your advice on writing a Greek mythological adaptation? You're allowed to take liberties. Don't let people tell you you're not allowed to take liberties, but just make sure you've done the research so that you know why the stories are told in a certain way, and you know how to do, like, if you're going to take liberties, make it interesting. Like, a huge problem I have with the Percy Jackson show and movies is the stuff they changed, in my opinion, was not for the better. Like, I'm always like, no, this change makes no sense. With the Odyssey adaptation, there was some of that too, but there were also changes where I was like, oh, I like what you did with the character here. I like what you did with this and that. It's like, mainly just do the research, because you'll find a lot of really cool stuff in Greek mythology. And, myth fans love when you include little in-jokes or little Easter eggs that they can be like, They like to be like, the Mario movie audience just going, dude, Bowser, and all this stuff, That's how we are. I already know how Game of Thrones ends. Oh, never mind then. Well, then you know exactly what I was talking about. Did you read the Magnus Chase books? Yes, I did. Have you read any Cosmere books? I don't know what that is. Please make an Epic the Musical video. I will. Look, I have a list of priority videos I'm trying to get done by the end of the year, and I'll tell you what was originally on the list. Record of Ragnarok Season 2, it's done. God of War Valhalla, it's done. God of War Sons of Sparta, in progress. Moana, it's done. Aladdin, Hercules TV show, Percy Jackson Season 1 and 2 reviews, and then Epic the Musical. So there you go. That's what we're shooting for. As you can see, I have been moving down the list. Those were all overdue videos that except Sons of Sparta, that one jumped onto the list when it shadow dropped. But those were some overdue videos that I was like, I really need to get these out already. And as you can see, I'm like halfway through the list. So yeah. Unfortunately, Moana isn't public right now because it's copyright claimed, but it should be public in about like 12 days or so. Nathan Nottinger, thank you for the $20 donation. Nathan, coming in hot. Hell yeah. Saw your video on the Odyssey reaction, and I just have to say, criticizing how a god is portrayed is the most Greek godly thing you can do. How do we know you're not Athena in disguise, Jacques? Yeah. And by the way, I got a lot of comments from people saying, you misunderstood. It's supposed to be a priestess of the. I'm like, I know. I said that in the video. Clearly, people missed that. But, like, that's supposed to be a twist at the end, right? That it's a priestess. So it's like, up until that point, it was ridiculously distracting and annoying that you had Zendaya playing her. You could have just had it be someone who looks more the part. Like, Will just said, how about Lena Headey? I was like, yeah, Lena Headey would be great. Like, have someone who looks at least the same age as Matt Damon, and you can still reveal they're a priestess. You don't have to be a fucking baby to be a priestess, Thoughts on the God of War show recasting Kratos? Oh, God, that is such a bummer topic. Because I know that, fuck, well, I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. But like the actor was so into it and like really liked playing him, and then just got injured, and now it's like the show's like, well, do we wait a goddamn year or do we recast the guy and reshoot everything we've shot? Like this kid playing Atreus is gonna grow up. It's like it's just a terrible situation, just all around. It's like I don't know exactly what the answer is. Like, is it possible to shoot around his injury? That's the only thing I can think of. So, yeah, it just bums me out so much. Marcia Williams, thank you for the $10. If you can merge any four mythologies into one, which four would you merge and why? Merge four into one. I mean, I'm not entirely sure if I would do that, but let me think here. You know what? I would probably mix original Chinese mythology with Chinese Buddhism and Taoism and whatever else they got just to simplify it all, Because sometimes when you talk about Chinese myth, people are like, that's not Chinese myth, that's Taoism. And I'm like, that's in China. That's still a mythology they believe in. And then they go, no, that's Chinese Buddhism. And I'm like, is that not a form? It's just, it gets annoying when all that, like, people are like, no, those are different. I'm like, it's still Chinese. Can we not just, like, consider it under the Chinese umbrella? So, merge them together. That way that stuff's not a problem anymore. Will you do inaccuracies on the Godzilla MonsterVerse movies? I mean, what? You need to remember, only Godzilla himself is loosely based on one Japanese creature. Like, okay, maybe there's another here and there, but they're not, like, rooted in mythology enough for inaccuracy videos. Unless there's one you know of that's very rooted in mythology, in which case let me know. And maybe I will do some of it. If you could remake one video of yours, what would it be? Oh, it would either be the hate comments video, because I'm honestly not happy with that video. I feel like I like just went on too damn long. That video could have been like 20 minutes. It did not need to be over 40 minutes long. Or it would be the shockingly similar stories video, because I feel like I should have just, talked more normally in that video instead of trying to sound like a storyteller. Like, if I was making that video now, I would have presented it a lot differently. I almost said the Moana review, but the Moana review's fine. I would definitely have had Shane edit it if Shane was my editor at the time. That video I edited myself, and the editing is not great. What did you think of the Odyssey movie? Go watch my video on it. But I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. But yeah, there were changes I had problems with. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention in the Odyssey discussion is I don't like that he calls the underworld hell. It's like, it's not hell. Stop that. Why is it so hard to just say the underworld? Did you like the design of Agamemnon's armor? It was ridiculously over the top, and for that reason I did kind of like it. I want, like, over the top crazy armor in a mythology adaptation. I have fun with that stuff. But no, it's not historically accurate at all, so I get why some people have a problem with that. Name on Dylan, thank you for the $5. I'm shocked you're able to release as much as you do. Oh, thank you. Given so much myth media has been dropping the last couple of years, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. That's so nice of you to say, because I often feel like I don't release enough. uh, Retro Lee Jean, thanks for the $10. Hey, Mythology Guy, do you know about the controversy with J.K. Rowling? How could I not know about the controversy with J.K. Rowling? Anytime you even, like, mention Harry Potter, you get, like, 50 people saying, but J.K. Rowling this? Unless there's a new one I don't know about. And I'm like, yeah, but can we just, like, I grew up with Harry Potter, and I grew up loving Harry Potter. My mom and I would read the books together, and then she would take me to the movie after I finished the book, and I have so many good memories. It was a global phenomenon. My friends were all into it. We had such a great time with it. It was like such a like dream come true when they put a Harry Potter land in Universal Studios. I have several wands right here in my room, and it's like, so what now? Because like the author says something that pisses people off, now I have to throw all that in the trash? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Am I supposed to just go, nope, now I completely hate it? Like, that seems to be what a lot of people want me to do, and I just think that's not fair. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. Okay? Look, just because I don't agree with the shit J.K. Rowling says doesn't mean I have to like throw away everything she's ever created and just like spit on it all. That's my opinion. Like, like, do you disagree with me on that? Do you think I'm being unreasonable? Uh I talk stuff. Thank you for another donation, bro. I don't know why, but Medusa in my universe is an art professor with working on sculptures and is a lesbian. You know what? Actually, I like that take that like Medusa turning people into stone maybe gave her a fondness for sculpting. That's actually a really cool idea, I think. Like, you know. Is the stream still working? Because okay, there was something being a little weird on here. Okay, it's still working. Good, good. I got a little worried for a second there. Um, Okay, there's some donations. You guys are being incredibly generous. I can't keep up with your kindness. Don't stop. But like, give me a second to keep up with it all. Whoa, Chi Chi in here with another $20 Make Me Holla donation. Holy crap, Chi Chi! Thank you very much. Headed to watch The Odyssey tonight, so I'll see you all in the next Q&A. You don't want spoilers, fair enough. Also, is the 3-minute God assignment skit reaction still happening? Andrew, keep up the good work. Can't wait to watch your review of the movie tomorrow. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the generosity. Yeah, I'll still see if I can do that. I do have that written down. I know what you're talking about. But yeah, like there's just so much stuff I try to catch up with. It's crazy how much mythology media has been dropping lately. Literally, while I was working on God of War Valhalla, they shadow dropped Sons of Sparta. I'm like, all right, I've got another video to do as soon as I finish Valhalla. Then the second I finish Valhalla, they announce Laufey, I'm like, slow down! God in heaven. Rat Bat Spider Crab, thanks for the $5. Ever thought about doing an overview of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's run of Thor through the perspective of a Myth fan? Actually, yes. I have thought of doing that, like just doing a deep dive on Marvel Thor. And it would take a ton of work and time, but someday hopefully you guys will get it. Lord Hayabusa, thank you for the $5. Thought Potato made a video that depicts kelpies as freshwater octopi that mimic the shape of a horse. Okay, I guess that's kind of an interesting take on it. Not how I would have pictured it, but then again, it would explain a few things about the kelpies, so that, you know what, that's an interesting place to take it. Where'd you get the horse? This is a popcorn bucket. I got it when I went to see The Odyssey. This is the biggest popcorn bucket I've ever seen. And then I went to see my friend yesterday, and he had a fucking He-Man Power Sword soda thing. It was literally to scale. I couldn't believe it. Probably saying thanks for the $2. Any mythology death battle episodes you'd want? Yeah, give me Odin versus Zeus because everyone keeps asking me that and I'm tired of it. Do Apep versus Jormungandr that ends in 5 seconds because Apep is 1,000 times the size of Jormungandr. Do stuff like that. I would very much enjoy that. Orc fan, thank you for the donation. J.K. Rowling. Wait, really? No, no way, no way. She denied that. I gotta look that up. That is because that would be the stupidest thing she's ever done. And all the money she earns is spent on an anti-foundation. She said so herself. Again, I'd have to look into that because, I remember people like saying like, "Oh, JK said that the fact that people watch Harry Potter means everyone agrees with her views." And I was like, "Really?" And then I looked it up and that turned out to not be true at all. So, look, I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying like I'd have to check because I like to, you know, make sure I don't misquote somebody. But again, I've said it before, I don't agree with the stuff J.K. Rowling says. I just, love Harry Potter, and Harry Potter's not fucking going anywhere, so just let me enjoy it. Like, jeez. I haven't agreed with her in a long time. Like, she was tweeting all that dumb stuff about, oh, the wizard's just shitting in the street. I'm like, I don't need to hear that, JK. Pyres, thank you for the donation. I'm curious, would you be more interested in talking about lesser talked myths like Australian Aboriginal Dreamtime stories, for example? Yeah, I remember I did one video of Rick and Morty in Australia because people kept asking for Australian, and I found a lot of crazy Australian stuff. So it would be fun to do more Australian stuff. Like I'm totally down for that. Nicholas Walker, thank you for the $1. There's no mention, but thanks for the $1. Whoa, Retchlo Gene here with freaking $20. Thank you so much, Retchlo Gene. You guys are too incredibly nice. I heard some people use woke for companies that became too corporate, which is interesting. Yeah, see, woke doesn't mean anything anymore. We just call everything we don't like woke now. Everything we don't like is either woke or, bigoted or offensive in some way. It's like, you can just say you don't like something, You don't have to constantly use a buzzword. In my opinion, there are genuine reasons to not like the new Odyssey movie, and there are genuine reasons to not be excited for the God of War Lao Fei game that's coming out. I just get annoyed when everyone throws the word woke around like it's like, I can't take you seriously, because that word doesn't mean anything anymore. Grimm's Little Heart, thanks for the $1. No message, but thank you very much. Cedras, thanks for the $2. Does anyone call Heracles by his real name? Yeah, you just did. And I do. And a lot of people in our audience do. And the Hades games miraculously do. So there you go. There's also an old PS2 game called Heracles Chariot Racing. And I think that's the only video game ever that used the right name other than the new Hades games. Capybara, thank you for the donation. Do you think we'll see Thor, Balder, Magni, Modi, and Heimdall in God of War Lao Fei? Maybe a few or just one of them? No, because it takes place, as far as I can tell, during the 2018 game. Oh wait, then we might see Magni and Modi, since it takes place at the same time, right? They might pop in, potentially Balder, but the game's events would have to stretch a bit in order for Thor to show up, because he dies over 3 years later. So I'm not expecting Thor. If he does show up, cool. I'd love to see him, but I don't think he will, honestly. But I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Magni, Modi, and Balder. I'd be excited, but I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think Heimdall either. Why were you so mean to Demeter in your early videos? It was a huge meme for people in the myth community to be like, man, Demeter's so overprotective and smothering, so I played into that joke. Like, you got to remember, guys, I'm joking in my sketches. Like, it's not, if it's a fun fact video, I try to be more accurate as possible. And that's where if someone's an asshole, I'll just call them an asshole. You know? But you got to remember, the sketches are there to make you laugh. They're not there for you to take what I say as gospel. The fun facts are there to be educational. The sketches are just there to be funny in-jokes for the myth community. Probably Sane, thank you for the $5. You might have missed my first donut. Oh, shit! But yeah, I'd want Achilles versus Siegfried. Two almost invulnerable heroes most of the time. Thoughts? I love that idea. Sounds great. Also, maybe do, Krishna would win in a second, but knowing Death Battle, they'd probably do Achilles versus Krishna because they both died by arrow to the ankle. But let's be honest, Krishna would win that no problem at all. It's like when they did Sun Wukong versus Heracles. I was like, Sun Wukong, easy. And then, yes, he did win. Adrian Del... I'm just going to say Adrian. Thank you for the donation. Love your content. Mythology feels way more fun. Yay! Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm trying to get to as much chat as possible. There's just some people being incredibly kind that I have to keep up with. Capybara, thank you for another donation. Time moves 28 times faster in everyone, though. Does it? Did they say that? In that case, fucking everybody can show up. Could you please do a video on Mongolian mythology? You know what? I'm pretty sure when God of War Lao Fei is getting close, I'll be researching more Mongolian mythology, and that will most likely lead to some sketches. So you'll probably see some of that. What about Hanuman versus Wukong? You know, that one I would potentially give to Hanuman just on the basis that he's an avatar of Shiva. So, but it would be an epic thing to do. But they would piss absolutely everyone off because, like, well, not everyone, but they would piss millions of people off because Indian people are very protective of their culture. I already said what I'm going to do with Epic the Musical. Remnant Stars, thank you for the $10. Hell yeah. If you know about Ruby, I know a little. I haven't watched it fully. What team inspired mythology would you make? I'm working on colors for Team Shiro, all inspired by Japanese myths like Tsukuyomi, Amaterasu, Susanoo, and Yatagarasu. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. What's a myth-inspired team I would make? Okay, well, I'm assuming I can only pick from one pantheon. So if I want to cheat and be an asshole, I'll pick Hinduism, pick Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma, and they'll just use their omnipotence to win the game because I'm an asshole. But if I'm picking one based on just a hero team I really want to see team up, it would either be Greek or Japanese, all of their legendary heroes. Like, I would love to see, like, Momotaro, Kintaro, Isunbushi, and Hiroshima Taro team up. I think that would be really cool. Or a dream team could be Perseus, Heracles, Theseus, Jason, and such, you know, would be amazing. You know, like, I've always fantasized about potentially seeing, like, a team up like that. Perseus being Heracles' ancestor would be interesting. Probably Sane, thank you for the $5. Earlier dono, hey mythology guy, hope you're doing well. Have any mythology lukewarm takes? Maybe mildly spicy, but not super controversial. Okay. Lukewarm takes, but not super controversial. Well, I know this is somewhat spicy, but a lot of people also agree with me. Record of Ragnarok is terrible. I'm sorry, it is. The story is ass. Absolute ass. I don't like it. And since the show doesn't even have an impressive animation style, it's just not fun to watch 90% of the time. The only fights I kind of enjoyed were Adam versus Zeus and the Buddha fight. Like, everything else was pretty lame. Whatever opinion you have on Ovid aside, what's a quote from his work that you like? A word-for-word quote? Jesus. Quote. Didn't he come up with the Hestia Priapus donkey story? Because if he did, That's probably my favorite of his original creations, is the donkey story. Please do not spam emojis in your chat message. That's not fair to everyone else. And also, please do not spam the chat. I will do a video on Epic the Musical. I will. Just, I'm not going to guarantee you when it will happen. Zeus is my favorite Greek god. Fair. I mean, Zeus has a lot of really cool stories, though he also has a very dangerous noodle. The donkey story I never heard of. Oh, just look up a Hestia Priapus donkey. You'll find it. I was talking about Alcides. Oh, were you? Okay. Have you ever watched Tasman Hotel? No, but it gets asked for a lot. It'll happen. It's Monday. I have school in a half hour. Oh, no. For me, it's Sunday. Did you ever read those books from that short about your reading habits? Oh, you mean Anansi Boys and Ahsoka? No. I still haven't read those. Thoughts on Dislight? Garbage mobile game. Sorry. Sorry for spamming. It's okay. You stopped, and that's what's important. Yes, I did notice you. Do you know of ancient Finnish mythology? I don't know it yet. I bought a book, but I still haven't gotten around to reading it. I have a Finnish book, a Polish book, and a Georgian book, and 2 African mythology books that I still need to fucking read. In fact, I've got some of them right here. You want to know something funny? Here, I'll tell you something funny. I bought these 2 books because they both looked really cool, and I was like, all right, I want to learn some African myths. These are the same book, but with different covers. I fucking wasted my money. Like, I'm so stupid. I didn't realize that it was literally the exact same book, but just with different covers. Capybara, thank you for another donation. You're being very generous today. Is there a reason the Japanese had a creature for everything? Well, Japanese, I guess they just really liked writing stuff. Also, part of the reason is because there was, if I recall, Japanese are still making them, is a thing. Like, they would often, write about new creature ideas and stuff in their newspapers and stuff. Like, that shit was a story. Like, oh, the tall woman is coming and stuff like that. It's just, they just never stopped writing the stories, I feel like. And I feel like they were just a lot more open to hearing creature ideas from pretty much anybody. Like, you didn't have to be like some renowned poet, was, I think, part of the reason. And so anybody's freaky ideas could end up in their, culture. Stefan, thank you for the 10 Canadian dollars. I appreciate that quite a bit. I can buy 10 things now at the Canadian dollar store. Hey, I love your accuracy series. Thank you so much. Just beat God of War 2018 on PC. Hell yeah. Loved your video on the game. Can't wait to watch your second video in the series once I beat that game in a little bit. Wonderful. I'm thrilled to hear that. Yeah. I've done every God of War game except Sons of Sparta, which is currently in progress. So the script for that is done. I just have to finish recording it, and my buddy Shane has to finish editing it. And then after that, we're going to move on to the 2 Disney things I want to finish, then Percy Jackson, then Epic the Musical. Woohoo! All right, we've got another donation here. Whoa, what a $20 donation. Guys, you are amazing today. Holy shit. Retro Lee Jean, thank you so much. I heard the Trojan War could be a part of history thanks to archaeologists. I wholeheartedly believe the Trojan War happened. I think one thing that's still really up in the air is whether the horse was a real thing. I want it to have been a real thing because I love the Trojan horse story. Would you consider it an accuracy video for the Troy movie? Absolutely. It is actually on my list. It's like a mid-priority movie. Like, stuff that's high priority is like, the new Odyssey movie because of how big it is right now. And because I already know almost everything I want to say about it, that contributes a lot to whether I do an accuracy video. And, since you guys are nice enough to be here, I'll tell you some of my stuff on the high priority list. Obviously, there's the Hercules TV show, the Aladdin movie, the animated one, fuck the live action one. Also, Dante's Inferno, the video game, is on the high priority list. Also, Jason and the Argonauts is on the high priority list. Uh, the high priority list is on my phone, which I'm currently using to record this. So, Record of Ragnarok Season 3 and Blood of Zeus Season 3 are both on the high priority list. And Chaos is on the high priority list. And Twilight of the Gods is on the high priority list. So there's some stuff for you. Soaring Rock, hello, hello. Good to see you. Thanks for the $2. Did I miss the Patreon questions? No, you did not. I have not read them yet. So I know you always post a Patreon question, so I will get to it. Don't worry. Nicholas Walker, thank you for the donation. How many creature types are in your card game Immortals? Are you interested in adding more creature types like monarchs, demigods, heroes, etc.? Well, here's the thing. Okay, here, I'll answer your question real quick. There's 4 races in the game. There's monster, warrior, minor, god, and god. And then among those races, there's 6 types. Water, fire, earth, air, light, and dark. So, monster, warrior, minor god, and god are the races. Now you say, like, oh, would you add in demigods or heroes? Well, for me, every demigod or hero, it would either fit into the warrior or minor god category. So, not really a need for that. Monarchs would also fit into the warrior category. Like, I put kings and emperors in the warrior category. Stuff like that. But I do set them aside by, like, I put the word king in a king's name, and sometimes there are card abilities that say, if this unit has king in its name, like, then it affects it a little differently. But there is, I'll tell you guys, again, because you're here and I love you guys, I'm thinking of adding one more race to the game, Primordials, because there's a lot I want to do with it. And I think it could be really cool to add Primordials as a separate race to the game. And I have a lot of ideas for that. So that might be the 5th race that you guys get. Ribbit Robot, thank you for the donation. Is there a reason why Egyptians had multiple gods of the sun? Yeah, it's because every time there was a new pharaoh, they would have a fucking dream and then be like, oh, I just got visited by the gods and they told me that the hierarchy has changed. They were fucking Dwayne Johnson. The hierarchy has changed and this is the new setup. Like, with Egypt, it was literally, like, the pharaoh's word was law, and every time the pharaoh had, like, a dream about gods, they thought they were literally being talked to by the gods or being an avatar of the gods, and, that's why it would keep changing. Like, so that's basically what happened. Thoughts on the Planet Hulk animated movie? I really like it, actually. In fact, I should really buy the DVD of that while I can. But I love Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk is my favorite Marvel comic, and I have it right over... Where the fuck is my Planet Hulk comic? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I have it right... You guys can't see it. Let me grab it. Ugh. Ow. Fuck. I have it right here. Favorite Marvel comic. Love it to death. And I have every comic that's directly, like, before and after it. I have the Planet Hulk Prelude, I have the World War Hulk Prelude, and I have, of course, World War Hulk, and Scar, Son of Hulk, and then Planet Scar, and Son of Banner, and Dark Sun Rising, and all that shit. Just because I loved Planet Hulk so much, and I wanted every comic that led into it, and that it led into, basically. So, yeah. And because of that, like, I ended up also getting into the Cancerverse storyline because there's a collection of comics that includes both part of the Dark Sun story and the Cancerverse storyline. Jason, favorite brick, what did we say earlier? Did you trade your eye for knowledge? Unless you think I'm Shiva and I used to have a third eye, no. Misremembered last live about Journey to the West. I learned from John Solo first, then your shorts, then OSP. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Whenever you get the time, I do recommend learning Finnish mythology. It is fun. I know it's been highly recommended, and that's why I do have a book. I just haven't read it yet, and I need to get to that. What are your personal religious beliefs? I'm Christian. Catholic father who was a piece of shit, and Christian Orthodox mother, and I believe that stuff. I really do. But it doesn't mean we can't enjoy other cultures, and you don't have to believe what I believe. I'm not one of those guys. Believe whatever you want. That's the beauty of the free will that God gave us. That's how I see it. You're awesome. I love your videos. Thank you. So nice. Could be a glass eye. Ah, he's on to me. Most unique god, in your opinion. Ooh, who's the most unique god? Lovecraft has some very unique gods. The crawling chaos. I'm going to say Aristeus just off the top of my head because a god of beekeeping and cheese making, where the hell do you see that anywhere? Beekeeping? Closest thing I can think is Amuzen-Kab, who is the Mayan god of bees. But that's the only place I've ever seen a god of beekeeping. That's crazy. Glory to Lord Jesus. Agreed. If Atlas holds up the sky is Uranus. Well, yeah, here's how I've always seen it. Originally the sky stayed up because Uranus kept it up. But then after, his balls got severed and he pieced out, the sky as we know it was no longer held up. So we needed the four titans, because it said that the four titans, Crius, Hyperion, Iapetus, and Coeus, held up the sky at the four pillars. So we needed them to passively use their power to hold it up. But then Zeus threw them in Tartarus, so it's like they couldn't do that anymore. So now he just makes Atlas hold it all up himself. Thoughts on From Scott Games? I'm not sure. I don't know the company. I'm sorry. I'm Mormon. Do you like us Mormons? Mormons are very nice people from what I've seen. I actually dated a Mormon girl once. No problem with Mormons. Thoughts on Beta Ray Bill? I want to see Beta Ray Bill in the MCU. Those are my thoughts on him right now. I also don't know why they put Beta Ray Bill in the Planet Hulk movie instead of Silver Surfer. It's not like he's more known. It was kind of a weird choice. Did you watch the Odyssey movie? Yes, I have a video on it. Do you prefer DC or Marvel? I'll always prefer DC. It was I grew up loving the Justice League TV show and Teen Titans and the Batman show and the Superman show. Those were my shows growing up. And I'm very sad that, in my opinion, we still don't have an awesome DC cinematic universe. Come on, give me one, damn. FromSoft are the people who made Dark Souls. Oh, I know. Oh, were you trying to say FromSoft? I think you typoed. You went from Scott. FromSoft. Have I played any FromSoft games, actually? I haven't played Dark Souls. I haven't played Elden Ring. I haven't played Sekiro. I don't think I've played any FromSoft games. Dark Souls wasn't really my thing because I didn't like the whole... Well, I played a little Dark Souls, but I didn't play through it because I hated the whole I die and now I drop all my experience and I have to go grab it. I hated that. I played Neo, though, because I loved the Japanese myth setting. And even in that, I was like, I hate that my experience drops, but whatever, I love the game, so I'll go do it. So because I did get so into Neo, I'm more willing to give the FromSoft games another chance. I also loved Black Myth Wukong, and part of the reason I loved that was it didn't have you have to go pick your experience back up, so thank God for that. Adrian, thank you for the €20 donation. What a great donation. Woohoo! Do you have a favorite hero from mythology who is just an ordinary human? Okay, so you're saying I can't pick Heracles because he's technically a demigod. Favorite hero from mythology who's just an ordinary human. Okay, I can't pick Izanboshi then because he was born 1 inch tall. So who would my favorite be? No demigods, I'm going to say. No Perseus, no none of that. Favorite hero, then. I guess that also means no Kintaro, because he had super strength. No Momotaro either. He was born out of a peach. Favorite hero. Favorite hero. Favorite hero. Normal guy. I mean, Odysseus is an ordinary human. Can I pick him? Is he my favorite, though? Can I pick Mulan? She's an ordinary woman. I'm going to say Mulan. I really like Mulan. Jada Beast, thank you for the $5. Video idea: a World Cup of Gods. Pick 16 different pantheons, have them fight in a single elimination bracket. Last team left standing wins. That is a really cool idea. I would have to hire an animator because I would want to at least partially animate those fights. Will you do an inaccuracy on The Wolf Among Us? Well, that's not mythology. That's fairy tales. I mean, I guess there's a little mythology in it. But also, it's not like taking place back when the fairy tales. It's kind of hard to know how exactly I would do that. Do you think comics are real books? Well, they're called comic books. I think comics are books. They're just a different kind of book, you know? Have you ever played or talked about the MOBA Smite? It's all about mythologies. I haven't talked about it in a video yet, but I was one of the first people playing it. Unfortunately, MOBA style's not really my thing, but I will try to do a full video on it in the future. I have asshole friends who say I have to be Greek to like Greek mythology. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, do you have to be one of the original writers of Star Wars to be into Star Wars? Do you have to be from space to be into Star Wars? Like, what kind of stupid-ass logic is that? All right, don't play God of War if you're not Greek or a Viking. You know what? Don't watch Stargate if you're not Egyptian. Don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're not Egyptian then. Like, what kind of stupid shit is that? Don't watch Poltergeist if you aren't dead. Like, what are we talking about? Okay, I think now is a good time to answer the Patreon questions. I think we've given the Patreon people ample time to post their questions. I will get back to you guys, don't worry. Just let me answer the Patreon questions, as that is a benefit of being a Patreon supporter. You get guaranteed answers to your questions. All right, looks like we've got questions from 2 people. Lassie Ehrenreich, who always asks, I hope you had a great month, Andrew. I sadly had to put one of my dogs down. Oh, thank you for being able to find some joy even in hard times. Now to my questions. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, and I'm glad I can be a source of joy for you. I love dogs. Aw. Now to my questions. What is your favorite video you have made this month? Mine is your Wisdom with Mimir playing Hard to Get. That was inspired by you, I believe, Lassie. Like, weren't you the one who pitched something similar? But my favorite video this month was I Can't Find a Collaborator. Because, spoiler alert, I finally got to do a video with John Solo. I've been wanting to do that for years, and that was just so satisfying to be able to finally put up. So glad I got to meet John Solo. It was just amazing, honestly. If you could go to any country in the world that you haven't been to, which one would it be? Egypt. I want to go in the pyramids so bad. I'm a little worried, though, because I hear Egypt is just full of scammers and shit like that, and even, like, certain dangers, in like, which I won't get too deep into, but basically I'd have to be really careful if I went to Egypt, which sucks, because I really want to go. Do you know why I feel bad for Sun Wukong? He had such a rocky start. Oh, Lassie. Have you ever heard of brute force? This always happens. You always, like ask a genuine question and then, like, make a pun, which I love, and then recommend some sort of comic book. This is a comic book, isn't it? Have you ever heard of brute force? If not, it's a superhero comic. Superhero comic about a group of cyborg animals that protect the environment. What the hell? It's more violent, more dumb, and more fun version of Captain Planet. They even guest appeared in an issue of Deadpool. What the fuck are we doing? No, I haven't heard of it. You know what, Lassie? I don't think I have ever heard of any of the comics you're going to bring up in these Q&As. Hi, love your content. Thank you. All right, Soaring Rock. Oh, we've got a couple of things here from Soaring Rock. Ooh, these are long. Okay. It looks like it looks like Soaring Rock may have asked this one a little late after the previous Q&A and then has a new one for this Q&A. Okay, I'm going to try to read both. Oh shit, wait. We've got a new donation from Retro Lee Jean, $10. Thank you. This reminds me of the controversy with Netflix's Cleopatra. Yeah, I did a video on that. I don't know what they were thinking with that. If you want to showcase black queens, showcase black queens. Don't pretend someone who wasn't black was black. In my opinion, you do a disservice to black people when you do that. Like, showcase their actual accomplishments. Showcase their actual history. Why not? Like, are you saying it's not interesting enough? Okay, Soaring Rock says, "Hi Andrew, hope you're doing well. I can't remember if I asked this once before, but I'm gonna ask, what's your opinion on Surt? If Ymir was the first being to come into existence, has Surt always been in Muspelheim, or do you think he formed the same time as Ymir?" I think Surt is like a primordial force in Muspelheim. I think it's entirely possible he was around before Ymir. Ymir is just like the first being that came into existence between Muspelheim and Niflheim. Like, it's not really clear when Surt came around. So I think if you adapt Surt, you could say he came around first, the same time, or after, and you're not technically being wrong at all. I appreciate you trying to help me out last month about helping me get ideas on who I can add to early Asgard. Oh, wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. Before Frigg becomes the new Queen of Asgard, I have Child Sapphire, Vilive. Okay, cool. This comes... I have Thor, Vilive, Odin, and Ranvig, Vili's wife. This comes before Odin made his sacrifices and brought Mimir. This all predates the Aesir-Vanir War. Oh, there's a lot written here. You know what? Okay, so there's a lot written here about Soaring Rock's book that he's working on. I will answer that to him privately. And then with his new question for this month... I have one question. I cannot remember if I asked this or not. Oh, okay, that's the previous question again. Does Surtur predate Ymir? I wanted to talk about my novel also. Okay, let me see if this is something I can answer here. I have Sigyn being Vili's daughter. Oh, okay. She was adopted by Odin after Vili and Ve's death, so since Loki marries her, he becomes both a nephew-in-law to Odin and literally becomes Thor's uncle by marriage. I like that. That's a good way to tie in the whole, like, family thing. This makes the whole Loki plotline much messier. I think it actually makes it easier. Oh, you mean the whole betrayal plotline is, like, messier. Okay, I see what you're saying. I give a reason why Jotunheim is so chaotic, and that's because after Bergelmir's death, the blood flood, there isn't anyone else to lead, causing the realm to become chaotic, dangerous, and well. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Like, the different factions betrayed each other, and you could say that led to them splitting off and evolving into, like, the Earth Giants, the Mountain Giants, the Frost Giants, and so on. I like this idea. After learning that Farbauti... by receiving his brother's weapons, which were covered in their blood, Odin doesn't kill him because that would make him a martyr. Farbauti wants fame, recognition, but none of the giants believe him, says he killed them. So instead, Odin doesn't acknowledge him and lets him live instead. He later brings Loki in Asgard, making Loki's name be remembered throughout history. Farbauti becomes a forgotten memory. Far worse punishment for Farbauti. However, Odin holds on to the secret because he cannot tell Sigyn that he let her father's killer live. Okay, I see what you're doing. Like, you're tying into why Farbauti is so lesser known. And, like, you know, I really like how Soaring Rock thinks through this Norse mythical adaptation. I'm really excited when he finishes his book. Honestly, Soaring Rock, like, these are really cool ideas. Like, you really need to, like, finish this novel, and, of course, I need to finish my game, so I'm not one to talk. But, I'm really into it. All right, and that is the Patreon questions. Back to you guys. When's your Moana Inaccuracy video coming out? The copyright claim should expire either July 1st or not July, either August 1st or August 2nd. So I guess around that time. What is your opinion on the 4 Heavenly Kings? I mean, they're cool. I loved beating the shit out of them in Black Myth Wukong. The 4 Heavenly Kings are interesting because they're in every Asian culture, like every single one. Have you read the entire Bible? No, I actually have not. So, yeah, I should, though. Have you read every Rick Riordan? No, I haven't. I didn't finish Chalice of the Gods, and so haven't read the sequels to it yet. But other than that, I have. At least every mythical story. I didn't read like 39 Clues or whatever else he was involved in. What's the first mythology you heavily got into? Greek. Do Twilight of the Gods. I will. Thoughts on Korg and Meek in the comics and animated movie? I was extremely... Oh, wait. Animated movie. I liked how they were done in both. Like, I really love Korg. Meek, you know, what he ends up doing is... kind of messed up, honestly. Meek's kind of an asshole. Meek in the movie is obviously nicer, but he doesn't have that evolution that he has in the comics. But, you know, I know why he doesn't. Like, the movie is a lot more streamlined. Have you played Shin Megami Tensei? No, I have not. Oh, neat. August 2nd is my birthday, turning 32. Hell yeah, you're going to be my age. Wait, what was that about Sun and the Star? Did you read Sun and the Star? Yeah, I didn't like it. I liked some of it, but overall, I was like, this just doesn't feel right. Like, and I really think it's because of the co-writer. And I'm not saying he's a bad writer, but I don't think his style gels well with Rick's style. It doesn't really work, in my opinion. Thank you for agreeing with me. I'm also Christian... And I love Greek mythology, and I hate my friends for saying I have to be Greek to like Greek mythology. Well, what they're saying is fucking stupid, honestly. Like, you know, why would you have to be Greek to like... You know what? They're not allowed to celebrate Christmas then, because that's like 12 different cultures like merged together. Oh, are you like a Roman celebrating Saturnalia? No Christmas tree for you. Like, what kind of logic is that? Like, yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, I don't know what the hell your friends are talking about. Said hi. Hi to you, too. What Greek myth do you want to be turned into modern media the most? I really want an accurate adaptation of the 12 Labors of Heracles. I have wanted that for a very, very long time. Turn it into a video game. Make, like, the Labors bosses in the game. It would translate really well, in my opinion. I feel so bad for Ryan Hurst. Me too, man. That's Kratos, right? Yeah. Can you talk more about Mesopotamian mythology? Yeah, I really should. I'll try to. Did you watch the Odyssey movie? Okay. Jason, what are you doing? Like, I feel like you're just trolling at this point. Yes, I did. I've said that several times now. And look what I'm holding. Of course I did. Favorite myth from Brazilian mythology? I think the Saucy story is just hilarious. Honestly, that's probably my favorite right now. Where would we get the card game? It'll launch on Kickstarter. I just need to save up like 10K, which is a lot of money for the marketing push. Favorite Hindu myth? I've always loved... Well... My favorite Hindu myth is probably the Kurukshetra War, because it's such a perfect ending to the Mahabharata. I've also always loved the tale of how Kali killed Raktabia. I find that hilarious. I Talk Stuff, thank you for yet another donation. Holy crap. Medusa met her wife, Dona, my original character, when she visits her cave. Also, Medusa's snakes kiss Dona on the cheek. I need to draw that. It's really cute. That is so adorable. I mean, I'm assuming you're doing, like, Medusa's gaze doesn't affect women. Thoughts on Canaanite mythology? Don't know enough. What did you think of... Go watch my video on it, but yeah, I actually quite enjoyed the Odyssey movie. But there were changes I wasn't happy about. I didn't like that they left out the nobody scene. I also went and watched History Buff's video and I was like, oh, this is a Viking longship? Yeah, why not do a Greek trireme? I also really wished we had seen how the sirens kill the person that they kill. And, I really wish they had made Calypso's island actually look like a paradise instead of looking like a barren nothing, you know? So there were things I was disappointed in, but overall I still really enjoyed the film. I liked the characters. I wanted him to get home. I wanted him to get revenge on the suitors, and I really wanted him to reunite with his wife. So I was invested, and I think those are good signs about the film. Do you suppose the four heavenly kings are considered one of the strongest beings in mythologies that they're in? They're considered pretty essential to the mythologies that they're in. I don't know if I've ever read a story saying that they're specifically the strongest beings, but they are considered to be of very great importance, is the thing. And that's why they're in like every Asian culture. I want this popcorn bucket, right? My friends were telling me, dude, come on, it's $70. What's wrong with you? And I was like, I don't care, I'm buying it. As Wilda was like, babe. Was Emir evil or neutral? The story says he was evil, so we're going to go with evil. How is Gilgamesh 2/3 god, but in the Fate series, he's a god plated broomstick? What? Man, Fate is weird as hell. Which underrated mythology do you want to learn more about? Like Armenian, Tengri, Sami, etc. Australia, I'll say, because I feel like Australian has potential to be one of the crazier ones, and I love crazy mythologies. Who do you believe is the hugest touching of the Greek hero? I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're asking. Did you watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? The cartoon, yes. And the first season of the remake, yes. And the shitty Shyamalan movie, yes. Haven't seen season 2 of the new show, though. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon. Bro, Mythology Guy, I love your content. Do you like my cat? Well, I've never met your cat, but I like cats in general. Do you like tacos? When I make them. I like, to put beef in there and then put something spicy on top. That's when I like a taco. I don't want any, like, lettuce in there or cheese or any of that. I'm not into that stuff. It's like when I eat a burger. I just want the meat and some spicy flavor on like, the bun, typically. I remember your Changing of the Gods video of Hades calling out the other gods on their shit. Oh, and there went the chat. Whoop. Calling the other gods out on their shit after the Trojan War. He's like, okay, that's it. What kind of medium would you like for it? Movie or show? I think it could work as a movie. If you're gonna do a show, please don't stretch it out. Like, it could be I think a small limited series, maybe 4 episodes could do it, But movie could also work. I know Anthony Miano wants it turned into like a Netflix series. He's been trying to raise money for that, and I wish him all the best on that. If you don't know what Changing of the Gods is, I have it right over here. Pew pew. The guy who wrote it is a fan of the channel, and he's been really cool. That's how I found out about it. He told me about it, and I picked it up. Nebula Firefly, thank you for the $5. What happened to your chickens, Seedling and Pigeon? Also, I've been watching you since the Tinder videos. Hell yeah, that's what made the YouTube channel blow up in the first place, so you're an OG. Hell yeah. Those weren't my pet chickens. My girlfriend's roommate was taking care of them, and so when I was visiting her, like, they crawled onto my lap, and, like, I asked my girlfriend's roommate, I said, hey, do you mind if I just shoot a video with these things on me? And she went, yeah, go for it. So it was really cool. Have you ever read Trials of Apollo? I really like the Trials of Apollo. I actually have a video discussing the series on my channel. Yeah. Who do you believe is the biggest douchebag of the Greek heroes? Ooh, okay. Of the Greek heroes. So, I always thought Oedipus was kind of a dick, because, the way he kills his father was so avoidable. Like, dude, they were just like, hey, can you get out of the way? Our king is trying to get down the road. He's like, no, I will not get out of the way, and kills them all. Like, what an asshole. He kind of deserved what ended up happening. But also Theseus is kind of a huge douche. Like, and an idiot. It's like his friend is like, hey, help me go to the underworld and take Hades' wife. He's like, yeah, sounds good. What a dipshit. Why would you do that? And, the way he just dumps Ariadne because he doesn't think she's hot enough. Like, Theseus is kind of a dick. Jason, definitely. I don't really agree with that. Like, you gotta keep in mind, like, I don't fault him for dumping Medea. I do fault him for abandoning his 2 kids. That's a huge fault. But Medea was a crazy woman. like her brother was totally loyal to her, and she's like, "Oh, my dad's catching up. Jason, real quick, kill my brother, chop him into pieces, throw him in the water." It's like, what the fuck, Medea? I like your setup. Thank you. What are your other interests? Oh, besides mythology. Sure. I really like comic books, really like Star Wars, love the shit out of Legos, video games. Kingdom Hearts is my favorite game series. I love Legos so much, like, obviously, but yeah. I like good superhero media. Love Lord of the Rings to death. There's some of my other interests for you. If you write a mythology-based book, what would it be about? If I was going to write a mythology-based book, what would it be about? That's a good question. You know, I think a cool story would be, like, the Aztec gods returning. Like, you could say they've been dormant for, like, 1,000 years because nobody made sacrifices to them. But then you could have, maybe there's some cult in Mexico, like, who sacrifices people to them, and it reawakens them, and then they come back in modern day. And, like, just have all sorts of craziness happen. I think that would be really cool. Have you watched Invincible? Yes, I have. I'm pretty into it, honestly. But it's pretty hit or miss a lot of the time, but when they do the Viltrumite stuff, that's when I'm totally into it. Have you read the Book of Revelations? I have read Revelation. It's got some of the coolest shit in it that I really wish would get used more in media, like, you know, Daniel's Beast, Abaddon's Locust, the 4 Horsemen, the 200 million Horsemen. So much craziness. Rank the 7 from Heroes of Olympus. Okay, well, for me, Percy's number 1 and Leo's number 2. And then I guess would be Annabeth as number 3. And then we get, I guess, I love Frank's shapeshifting, so maybe I'd have Frank be number 4. And then maybe Jason. And then maybe Piper and then Hazel. And I don't have a problem with Hazel. I just, you know, I relate to the other characters more, I guess. But I do really like Hazel. Like, let's not misunderstand what I'm saying. Hey, Mythology Guy, you said in your Thor video Heimdall has emerald teeth. Why is that? Well, it's, like... Is there a reason why, actually? Hold on. He has either golden or emerald teeth. Let me see. Why does Heimdall have golden teeth? Okay, I don't think there's a reason for it. It's just one of his titles is Golden Toothed. And some people somehow misinterpreted that to emerald teeth, so there are versions where his teeth are emerald instead. So, I don't know. I don't think there's like a big story behind it. It's just something he's said to do because he eats his greens. I would put Piper at the bottom because of the shit she called Heracles. You know, that's fair. Heracles has been through a lot. Azaz, thank you for the donation. There's no message, but thank you. Maybe Golden Tooth means he's a smooth talker. You know, that's not a bad interpretation. Adrian, thank you for another donation. Holy guacamole. Hey, do you have a book you like and would recommend? Also, I have to go. Wish you luck for the rest of the stream. Sure. If you're looking for a mythology book, I always recommend this one. This is a perfect introduction, in my opinion. But if we're talking just regular book, this is going to sound like a weird thing to say, but honestly, I started rereading The Hobbit recently, and God, Tolkien is such a wonderful writer. So I'd say if you haven't read Tolkien, read some Tolkien, because he's just, I love his writing style so much. I need to pick up the Tolkien, like literally rereading The Hobbit was like, I'm going to go pick up Tolkien's translation of Beowulf because I just want to read more Tolkien. It's so damn good. If you want a good sci-fi series that's very dark, the Gone series by Michael Grant is good, but don't read Monster Villain Hero afterwards because that series has one of the worst endings I've ever read ever, unfortunately. The Foxtabulous Vixie, holy crap, thank you for $20. And there's just a little emoji that says thanks for being you. Oh, what a sweetheart you are. Aww. You guys are just the best, you know that? That's why I love doing these Q&As so much. You guys are amazing. What's your favorite book by Rick Riordan? It might be Last Olympian. I just, like, that was just, like, non-stop awesomeness, in my opinion. I also really love Sword of Summer, though. But I think it's Last Olympian. What Greek myth Lego sets would you want to be real? How about a set of Atlas holding up the sky with, like, here's what you do. I want a Lego set of the Hesperides area, like the whole area. I want the tree with the apples, a big Lego Ladin, and little Atlas holding up the sky talking to Heracles, little Lego Heracles. That would be, I would love that. But obviously, like, the absolute best would be, like, Lego Mount Olympus. If you make a Lego Mount Olympus set, I don't care what you fucking charge for it, I'm buying it day one. I will fucking take out a loan if I have to. How does Heimdall have 9 moms? Dude, you're preaching to the choir. I have no fracking idea how Heimdall has 9 moms. Who is your least favorite god? So I'm not going to cop out and say some god you've never heard of. So least favorite major god, I've said this before, is Hera. Just because, like, Hera doesn't really have cool stories, and at the same time, she's kind of an asshole. Zeus is an asshole, but he has really cool stories. So that's why I don't put him in the least favorite god category. I have a poster of Percy Jackson from the second Heroes of Olympus book. Oh, Son of Neptune poster? That's cool, because that book has a really cool cover. In your opinion, what's the worst thing Zeus ever did? Worst thing Zeus ever did. You know what? Genuinely, so, you know how Zeus... There's the story of where Zeus made a law that you have to let any beggar or traveler into your home for food and, like, give them food and drink. Like, and then he went down to earth and tested it, and most people did not do it. So he flooded all of them. And you know what? Maybe back then that was a better standard to have, but by modern standards, that's a load of bullshit. Like, can you imagine if you had to let every crackhead and homeless person into your house and give them your food and, like, you know, alcohol even, like, and treat them like a proper guest? Like, that's just not, like... That's not a fair standard to have. And it also really, it was a stupid standard to have because it screwed over Odysseus's family. How long did they have to host those asshole suitors who were taking advantage of them and shit? Like, so in my opinion, like, that's just such a, like, he wiped out thousands of people because they didn't want to let any random homeless stranger into their house. I think that's a fair standard for the people to have. So... Like, I honestly never liked that story. And then he ends up, like, rewarding the only 2 people who did follow the law. He's like, hey, you guys, you know, you actually followed the law, so what do you want in return? And I killed everyone else in your neighborhood. Can you imagine if those 2 people said, I want you to bring back all of my friends and neighbors who you just murdered, you asshole? Like, can you imagine if that's what they said? Hey, the Foxtabulous Vixie, thanks for the earlier donation and yet another donation. I love your videos and shorts, so the stickers seem justified. That is so sweet. So when Hermes sent your live stream my way, I couldn't help myself. What a kind soul you are. I appreciate it so much. Aw, I love you guys. Is Hades ever depicted with a bident? So in original Greek stories, they never actually said that specifically. But I believe it was later artwork and maybe some sculptures that did depict him with a bident. So I like to go off, yeah, he has a bident, because why the hell not? Thoughts on Absolute Batman? I haven't read it yet. I actually here. Hold on. Let me grab something real quick. I actually recently picked up Absolute Wonder Woman because a ton of you guys kept asking me to review it. So I have picked it up. I got the special cover edition, and I'm excited to read it and potentially maybe do something on it. So we'll see what happens. Of course, if you've been to a lot of lives, you've probably heard me say that constantly with all kinds of books and shows and shit. And be like, but you never got to it. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I have so much on my schedule. You're my favorite YouTuber? Aww. I love you guys. Have you read Chronicles of Narnia? No, but am planning to. Got the whole series right here. This I bought the series because I really want to start a new YouTube series called How Mythology Inspired. And I really want to go into all the myths that went into Lord of the Rings, and then afterwards I thought I'd do Narnia. So I think it would be a really good series, and then potentially do like Dragon Ball. You know how Journey to the West inspired that, and then like some other stuff like maybe Last Airbender, how Hinduism inspired it and stuff like that. I think could be really cool. By the way, the reason I keep holding this horse is because I'm trying to get my money's worth out of this thing. Okay, there's a lot of chat flying by, so I'm just going to pause real quick and read what I can. Hey, Mythology Guy, do you think Sekhmet's skin in God of War Lao Fei is green because the dead Osiris is depicted green? Oh, I actually talked about that in my short discussing it. I actually really love that theory, and it's entirely possible, yeah. When Wukong popped out of the rock egg and bowed to each direction, was he bowing to the four heavenly kings because each of them controls and protects one of those directions? It has been stated that that is part of the reason he was doing it, is because he was showing respect to the rulers of the four cardinal directions or something like that. So yeah, it's entirely possible. Do you remember Angry Birds? Yeah, I do. I actually used to play Angry Birds, but before that I played Castle Siege, which Angry Birds is a total ripoff of, and it's amazing how big Angry Birds got. Hey, I got a question. If Odin was using Valhalla for building his army, how is it still standing after he dies in God of War Ragnarok? Shouldn't it be gone? You're preaching to the choir, man. And I get their logic for it in Ragnarok Valhalla is Valhalla's actually more primordial than Odin. He didn't create it. And when Asgard was destroyed, Valhalla just like launched through the universe and landed, I guess, in Midgard or whatever. So it's like it's a force too old for Odin to be its master, but that's not how it is in the myths. In the myths, Odin and his brothers built it. So yeah. I'm currently planning on writing a musical on Heracles' labors called The Myth of Labor. Okay. Similar to Epic the Musical. What do you think I should include? Well, obviously, I think it would be fun to maybe... First of all, I love the shit out of that idea because I love Heracles. What I think would be fun to include would be to like maybe start it off with Zeus maybe singing about Heracles' birth or something like that. And you could have, I think it would be good to have like villain songs with Hera singing about how she wants him dead, how his existence brings shame to her and stuff like that. And then I think it would be good to have songs about each individual, obviously, each labor he does. Like, you could have the Erymanthian boar song sound like a triumphant song and stuff like that. And then you could have, like, the Augean Stables song just sound like a miserable song, like trying to trudge through and clean all this crap. There has to be a better way, or something like that. I think stuff like that could be cool. Also must, thank you for the $10. Hello. Will you consider doing what Cinemassacre does, where James compares adaptations of monster stories and awards points based on key parts they adapt correctly, except doing it with myth adaptations? That is not a bad idea at all, actually. Maybe if I was going to do, like, is that what he does with, is that his Monster Madness series? Because, yeah, I could do maybe some shorter reviews where I just... like, go over that stuff. Like, I think that's a pretty good idea. Quiz time. What is Nemesis the goddess of? Revenge. That's where we get the word nemesis from. Please do not spam the chat. Superman is American Zeus. I don't agree with that at all. I know about Absolute Joker, yeah. Please read Tolkien's book Story of Kullervo. Oh, okay, sure. If you had to choose a wait, I want to answer that. If you had to choose a mythology villain for a series, but none of the mythologies that you use in your game, what would you choose? Okay. I don't yet have Mesopotamian in my game, so Nurgle. He's fucking awesome. Theseus is awful. That's what I said. What's with the horse that you're holding? This is the Trojan horse. It's the popcorn bucket from the Odyssey movie that I saw a few days ago. And I just thought it would be fun to hold it in this Q&A. Why the hell not? Get my money's worth. Jason is also awful? Alright, if you think so. I mean, he definitely has problems. Will you add equip cards in Immortals? Oh, they're already in. They're already in. You know what? Here, let me do my usual thanks for joining the Q&A. You get to see some of the cards moment. Okay. Sorry, my table's at a weird angle. I gotta, like, reach around it. I gotta give it a reach around. Okay. So you say you want equip cards in Immortals. God, there's so many cards in here now. Okay. Okay, get out of the damn... Wait, what? Oh, shit. Okay. Whoops. Give me a second, guys. Bear with me. Alright. Boom. Bum, bum. Oh. Somebody mixed up Aztec cards with the Greek cards. That's annoying. Okay, I gotta put those away. Yeah, sorry, we play test the game sometimes, and sometimes people make mistakes. Alright. Silver bow. Yeah. I appreciate you guys coming into the lives, and, like, since you guys have been so kind and donated so much damn money, I'm gonna show you guys a bunch of the equip cards that are in the game. Why are so many of these upside down? Who the hell played with these last? I'm gonna smack somebody. Okay. Oh, yeah. There's a good one. I'm gonna show you guys a whole bunch, because I really like you guys. This is one of the benefits of coming into my live Q&A, is you get special viewage of things that not everyone gets to see. Okay, there we go. And, yep, sorry I'm taking a while, but it's because I'm going to show you a lot. Alright. Okay, cool. Alright, that's what I'll show for now. There are more than these, but I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch. Are you excited for Ocarina of Time remake? Well, I'm sure my buddy Shane is. He loves Legend of Zelda. And maybe I'll pick it up and finally see what all the hubbub is about. Alright, so we do have equip cards in the game. As you can see right here, we have Hermes' shoes as an armor. There are 3 types of equips. There are weapons, armor, and mounts. Hermes' shoes is an armor. Zeus's Master Bolt is a weapon. Is there a Hydra card? Yes, there is. Arion is a mount. You may know Arion if you've read Heroes of Olympus, son of Poseidon and Demeter, fastest horse in Greek mythology. This channel unironically saved my life. I had a horrible childhood, and your channel brings a smile to me. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, and I'm happy to hear the other part. It means the world to me that I can do that for you, Red9. I had a rough childhood myself in some ways, but I was also privileged in a lot of ways, so I have a lot to be grateful for, and stuff like what you just said is one of the things I'm very happy to see. Like, means the world to me. Sorry, give me a minute. Oh, God. I love you, Red9. Please, please keep living. Baran, Brand, thank you for the donation. How is the card game coming along? Well, I'm trying to raise some money for it right now, and I'm showing off some of the equip cards we have here. Oh, we have another donation. Okay, let me answer the donations, and then I'll continue showing you guys the cards. Your favorite vampire succubus. Thank you for the $5. What are your thoughts on original God of War creator's opinion on the Norse games? It honestly feels like you forgot a lot of Kratos' backstory. Yeah, I don't agree with David Jaff's opinions, but, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, you need to make a video, you know, talking about why David Jaff is wrong for what he thinks. I'm like, he's allowed to have his opinion. He's allowed to express how he feels. I just don't agree with it. Like, but he's allowed to give his take. Like, I'm not going to tell him he's wrong for thinking what he thinks, but I really don't know why he hates God of War Ragnarok so much. Like, I actually watched his video on Sons of Sparta, and that one I got more, because he was like, look, a God of War, you know, Metroidvania game, you know, there's so much, you know, blood and action you can do with this, and here's some other games that are good examples. And I was like, yeah, you know, this is fair. And but with the Ragnarok thing, dude, I don't agree at all. It's like, people don't want Kratos to grow. I want him to grow. Okay, so my favorite Greek myth is the 12 labors of Heracles. Is it true Thor was fat? There's no reason to think he wasn't. The man ate and drank like a motherfucker. So that's a totally fair thing to have. Oh my god, I'm never going to get to these equip cards because I keep getting more donations from wonderful people. Also Must, thank you for the $5. Apparently Egyptian gods don't actually have animal heads. They're depicted that way in murals to easily identify them. Yeah, but come on, we want to see them with the animal heads. Like, I know that there's the people who say, wait, that's actually supposed to be a symbol of their power. They may not have actually been meant to be taken literally. But also, like, when you have a story where you're having several different, like, mythological gods at once, the animal heads are a great way to set the Egyptian gods apart. So why not do it? I mean, you made Begsi look all demonic and stuff. Like, why not make Sekhmet look all lionish? It would have been amazing. But who knows? Maybe we'll see it at some point in the game. Twisted Flame, thanks for the donation. Dionysus or Hirsine from Elder Scrolls as president? I don't really know anything about Hirsine. I feel like Dionysus could be a lot of fun and really into theater. So let's go Dionysus. Koala Lover, thanks for the donation. Which do you think is more accurate? Disney's Hades or Supergiants? Supergiants! That's the easiest question I've gotten in a long time. Okay, I'm going to show these equip cards now because I love you guys. These are equip cards that are in the card game I'm working on. Here's the armor of Achilles. There you go. Also, once again, for anyone who didn't see, here's Arion, the fast horse. Here's Zeus's master bolt. Here's Hermes' winged shoes. Here's Artemis's silver bow. Here's Apollo's golden bow. Here's Aegis. You gotta have Aegis, obviously, with Medusa's head on it. Here's Perseus's sword, harp, with the little sickle part, of course. We also decided to count the golden fleece as an armor type equip. There you go. And we got some horses for y'all. We got, of course, Pegasus. What is a mythology game with no Pegasus? And, of course, in order to make it fun, we included one of the mares of Diomedes. These give you a lot more attack power, but if you don't attack during your turn, it takes a bite out of the guy it's equipped to. That's the risk. The man-eating horses, the mares of Diomedes. And then one of the bigger equip cards in the Greek deck is the Argo, because technically you get on a ship. So we have it as, like, this equips to all your warriors and empowers them all. However, since it equips to all of them, it's the only mount that can be used at the time. That's the trade-off. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of equips, and I have an Aztec bow here, if you want to see that. Yeah. So to the guy who was saying, will you add equips? They're already in, man. They're already in. In every mythology, we have several equip cards. We have at least 9-10 equip cards per mythology. So there you go. I'm glad you guys like it. Yay. What's your opinion on the Gods of Egypt movie? Go watch my review. You'll get my opinion. I did a full review of that. Uh, how did Hades get Cerberus? I mean, it doesn't really say. It just says kind of. I'm like, Hades tamed Cerberus, Hera tamed Ladon, I guess, and they just used them. Did you read the Avatar novels? I read The Search and The Rift. Those are the one. Wait, those aren't novels. Those are comic books. But yeah, I've read those comic books. That's what I've read. Oh, and The Promise. I read The Promise as well. Twisted Flame, thank you for yet another donation. How would Kratos react to Gaelic or Celtic gods? Is Mimir supposed to be a fae? Well, considering Mimir is Puck, he is kind of a fae. Yes. He's both a fae and a god, which is interesting. I imagine Kratos would react to the Celtic gods the same way he did the Norse gods. Though if the dog is done accurately, he'd probably get along really well with him, because the dog is a very friendly guy, but he also knows when it's time to fuck shit up. Expectations for Percy Jackson Season 3? I expect it to be lame and disappointing, because that's what the last couple seasons were. I don't even know what to expect with the Thalia storyline. Like, they've completely butchered her already with what they had Zeus do to her. It's like, I don't know what in the world you're possibly going to do. And by the way, I went to a Black Myth Wukong concert recently and met some other MythTubers. They all agree with me. Ain't none of us like the Percy Jackson TV show. So stop acting like it's just me, okay? What's your favorite God of War game? Ragnarok. Really love Ragnarok. Why are things mirrored? Because the names of the cards are reversed. It's just how it is. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. It's just how the YouTube's live camera works. I don't know why. Do you think you'll ever know how to end videos? I don't know if I'll know how to end videos. Have you read Percy Jackson Wild Zone? No, I didn't even know that was a thing. Favorite Greek mythical creature? I love the Chimera. I think it's awesome. I know I already asked this, but you didn't say, have you seen Lego Monkey Kid? No, I haven't, but I really want to. Spain won the World Cup. Good for Spain. Okay, cool. I was hoping Norway would win originally, but that didn't happen. Which Assassin's Creed games will you cover? Well, eventually I'll try to cover the more mythical ones, like, Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. We'll see what happens. There's not a lot of mythical stuff in Shadows, so I don't think I'll do that. Will Iwatoshi be in the game? Iwatoshi is not currently in the game, unfortunately. Okay, I saw one person really wanted to see the Hydra. Why the hell not? Where is it? Hydra, 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 Hydra. Nemesis, Caledonian Boar, Ladon, Amalthea, Theseus, Narcissus, Aeolus, Eros, Chimera, Thanatos, Hesperides Tree, Tantalus, Zeus, Ares, Cerberus. Oh, there's the Hydra. No, I have not seen Ninjago. I haven't seen that. I was a Bionicle guy. Here you go. Here's the Hydra. I hope you have a good view of it. This is the Hydra. We have 9 heads exactly, because that's for me. That's my Hydra. 9 heads. We tried to make it more serpent than dragon-like, because again, for me, that's my Hydra. Got the monster symbol up here. It is an Earth-type creature. Its power is dependent on how many heads it has. Which the Hydra, here's how the Hydra works. It's unlike other cards. It generates a health every turn, which also generates more power for it every turn. So you can whittle down its health, but if you don't whittle down all of its health in one turn, it'll grow more. It's supposed to represent like the heads growing and it being stronger as a result. However, if you have enough guys on your field to wipe out all of its health in one turn, you'll successfully kill it. So that's how it works. Have you seen the He-Man movie? Yes, I actually quite enjoyed it. I'm sad it bombed so hard. Twisted Flame, thank you for yet another donation. Holy guacamole. Kratos should drink the red milk from Lu, gods of Egypt, in one word, British. Oh, I see what you're saying. Took me a second. Yeah, if Kratos met the Celtic gods, it would be cool if he drank the special drinks. Like, it's from the Nuada story, right? Yeah. But yeah, Gods of Egypt was way too British in my opinion. Hey, shout out to Bionicle. I love Bionicle. I still have my old Toa. They're in a bin over there. Like, yeah, I still got Tahu and Onua and Gali and Liwa, Pohatu, Kopaka. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. What was that comment? Fuck. What was that? Damn it! There was one I really wanted to read. And now I can't find it. Shit. Favorite anime? Food Wars. Love Food Wars. Favorite manga is Dragon Ball though. Is it weird for it to be my favorite of the Hydra? Oh, this? No, I love that it's your favorite. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for liking it. Yeah, it's I'm really glad you like this. It's really like when you make a Greek mythology card game, there are characters you kind of have to have, right? Hydra, gotta have him. Minotaur, gotta have him. Cyclops, gotta have him. And then there are characters that in my opinion, you gotta have that don't get used enough, like the Chimera and Ladin and shit like that. But we also have stuff like the Caledonian Boar, which does not get used nearly often enough, and the Erymanthian Boar and the Mare of Diomedes and shit like that. Who's your favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon, I keep forgetting I don't have the things there anymore. My favorite Pokemon are Charizard and Mewtwo. Always have been. Is Bakasura in the card game? Well, we don't have Filipino mythology in the game yet, but I do want to put it in. I mean, the closest thing we have to Bakasura is probably the Hindu... Or wait, no, sorry. I mixed up Bakasura with Bakunawa. I'm terribly sorry. No, Bakasura... I just realized who you're talking about. The Hindu Bakasura, right? No, Bakasura is not currently in the game. I almost put him in, but then I ended up using someone else instead. Let me see. Let me show you a cool Hindu character to make up for it. Where's Vritra? Vritra is an art piece I really like. No, actually, I'll show you Kalia, because we just did the Hydra. Here's Kalia. This is basically like Hindu Hydra. Can you see it well? I hope you can. Yeah. The many-headed cobra that, you know, Krishna danced on top of. Sorry, the quality's not super there, but you know what? You'll just have to buy the game to get the really good quality. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Who do you like more, Yellow Wind Sage or Yellow Brow? Who do I like more? Well, I think Yellow Brow is a little more of an entertaining antagonist, so I guess we'll go with Yellow Brow. Twisted Flames with yet another donation. Holy guacamole. How did Pathos of Masala find Ireland, Scotland, and England? I'm afraid I don't know that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really don't know. Okay. Who's your favorite God of War villain? Favorite God of War villain. I'm gonna be honest, the villains have never really been my favorite part of God of War. I guess maybe Thor. I just really like Thor. Like, I'm into him. And I wish we had gotten more of him. Like, maybe we'll get... Oh, holy shit. Garrett coming in here with a 50 euro donation. Garrett, wow. Holy crap. Quite enjoyed your content and commentary over the years and looking forward to many more. Your next meals and drinks are on me. Thank you so much, Garrett. Holy shit. Yay, I'm going to go order some Popeyes. Cool outfit. Thank you. Oh, Emma Bowling. I recognize you. Well, thank you very much. Holy crap. That's so generous of you, Garrett. $50 donate, well, 50 euro donation, which is even more. I think the euro is worth more than $1. Holy crap. Thank you so much. Invictus Fish, thank you for the $5. As a fellow God of War, I'd like to request that you stream Asura's Wrath on YouTube. It's obviously not one-to-one, but it is great. I really actually want to play Asura's Wrath. It's something I promise you I will eventually get to. I just, it might take a bit. I'm trying to start my own gaming channel called The Mythology Gamer. I just need to get some equipment for it and such. And when we get into that, I'll be able to stream a lot more often. I'll still stream with Zaggart on Wednesdays. I want to keep that going because I really enjoy those. But there are so many games you guys want me to stream that I'm not able to get to, you know, by streaming just with him once a week. So I'm trying to make it a little more regular so that I can get to all those games you guys really want me to do. Like, I know you all really want to watch me stream Asura's Wrath. I know you all really want me to do full reviews of Hades and Hades 2. I know you all want a whole lot of crazy stuff like Apotheon and Unruly Heroes and Raiji and Ancient Epic and Wanhan, A Vengeful Spirit. And I want to get to all of that, and it'll be easier to get to all of that and stuff like silly shit like Ashi Wash and crazy shit like Elden Ring if I'm just doing my own streaming. Yeah, I'm sorry for being polite. I just love your content. Don't, Red Knight, there's nothing to apologize for. It's all good. Who's the most evil mythology character overall? I've said this before. It might be Angraminyu. Angraminyu does some of the most detrimental, destructive shit just because he can. Literally, it says just because he can. Is Cuchulainn in the game? We don't have Celtic art in the game yet. I've actually fully planned out a Celtic deck. So if the game succeeds, I will immediately start commissioning Celtic art, and that'll be the first expansion. And but I would like to, like, for an expansion, I'd like to maybe release like 3 mythologies at a time if I can. So the first expansion would probably be like, I don't know, Celtic, Mesopotamian, and Arabian Nights, or West African, or Filipino. I don't know. It's so hard to pick. I just want to release 7 mythologies as an expansion. I just want to go Celtic, Mesopotamian, Arabian Nights, Hawaiian, Polynesian, Filipino, fucking just more and more and more. Twisted Flame is still donating. Holy crap. You should do more Celtic god videos. Also, Cuchulainn versus Kratos. Okay. Cuchulainn versus Kratos would be a lot of fun to see. I still think Kratos would win because Cuchulainn isn't technically a god. I mean, unless you go by the interpretation that he's an avatar of Liu of the Long Arm. But it would be amazing to fight Cuchulainn and then have him go into his, like, ultimate, like, Hulk form, which Cuchulainn has, for anyone who didn't know, with, like, the eye popping out and everything. Tony Wren, thank you for the $10. Hell yeah. Hey, Mythology Guy, big fan. Clearly. I'm making a manga with every mythology in it. Oh no, another Record of Ragnarok. And I want to know which gods would make the most interesting fights, like Zeus versus Hades, Osiris versus Set, etc. I'll tell you right now, if you do Zeus versus Odin, you'll be answering a ton of people's fan shit, because I get asked all the time who would win in a fight, Zeus versus Odin. So I can tell you that's something the people really, really want to see. Also, Hanuman versus Sun Wukong would be battle for the ages. Absolutely, absolute insanity. I think Hades versus Osiris would be really cool. And then you could do like a battle royale of all the Reaper gods. Like you could have Horsemen of Death versus Anubis versus Thanatos versus Azrael, you know, versus Shinigami and shit like that. You know, could really be something. Mr. Rex, thank you for the $5. Will you play Zonkui? Yes, when it comes out. Me personally, I can't wait for it. Wukong was really fucking good. Yeah, like I said, I need to release this video talking about it, but I got invited by the Black Myth developers to a Wukong concert, which I still think they should have just called a Wukoncert. And I got to meet the co-creator of Game Science, and he was so, like, I can't even describe. He almost made me cry. He said, "I've watched so many of your videos. I feel like I know you." And I was like, "Really?" Like he's so like YouTube involved. He was talking about how like the fan reaction like did so much for the game, and he appreciates it so much. And he asked me and the other YouTubers there, he said, what do you guys want to see in Black Myth Zong Kui? Like what do you want? And like, you know, we told him, and he was like, all right, great. Like, because they want to give the people what they want. That's why Black Myth Wukong was so good. It was clearly a huge love letter to Journey to the West and something for the people who were into it. And now they're trying to do that again with Zong Kui, and I love that so much. I also met their head of promotion, and she was a huge fan of the channel. She was like, I'm excited for your card game. I was like, really? It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that felt so good. How was Kratos able to survive Hades' soul extraction? Because Kratos is fucking broken, that's how. Twisted Flame, thank you for yet another donation. The book gods behaving badly or the show American Gods? I haven't seen American Gods yet. It's on my reading list of things to like check out. It's pretty mid-priority on there, so hopefully we'll get to it. How long have you spent researching mythology? Oh, man has not created an advocate that can keep track of that. Achilles versus Perseus. I would, well, it depends. Does Perseus know Achilles' weakness going in? Because if he does Achilles, because he can turn invisible and just stab him in the ankle. But if not, I'll give it to Achilles, because Perseus won't know how to kill him. The sword will bounce off. Achilles will then know where he is and stab him. I wish the actors in Gods of Egypt were Egyptian. I agree. What is the name of your little Trojan pony? Wilda and I named this pony Timu, because he's a Timu Trojan horse. Hey, Timu. What is your ranking of the Percy Jackson books from most to least favorite? That's hard. But probably Last Olympian, Lightning Thief, then maybe just like Battle of the Labyrinth, Titan's Curse, Sea of Monsters, maybe. Yeah, maybe that. Can you just do a video on every underworld god? I'll try. I'll do my best. Will you make a video on biblical characters? I've done some sketches on them, and I really want to do an inaccuracy video for Noah. And I also want to do a full, like, review praising the shit out of Prince of Egypt. So, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Favorite Polynesian god and monster? Well, my favorite Polynesian god is Maui. And I don't know enough of the Polynesian monsters to confidently answer that, unfortunately. Are you excited for the werewolf movie? Oh, yeah, I still need to watch the trailer for that. Oh, God, I'm so late to that. It's probably too late to do a trailer reaction, so I'll probably just watch it, like, without recording my reaction. Twisted Flame, thank you yet again. Tell them how Sleipnir came to be. Okay. A giant came to Asgard and offered to build a wall for them in exchange for the sun and the moon and Freya. Loki told him sure, but only if you do it within a certain amount of time. And the giant was close to finishing it in a certain amount of time, so the gods told Loki, we're not giving that guy the sun, the moon, and Freya. Go sabotage him. So Loki noticed that the giant was only succeeding because of his horse Svadilfari helping him so much. And so then Loki went, all right, turned into a female horse and lured the Svadilfari away so the giant couldn't finish the wall. And in the meantime, Loki got fucked by Svadilfari and gave birth to the eight-legged horse Sleipnir. There you go. Thank you for reading my comment. You're welcome. That series ain't the worst, but it ain't the greatest. Which gods are stronger, the ones from the Celestial Court or the Norse gods? Celestial Court, because Jade Emperor is on there and he's insanely powerful. Are there giants in the game? Yeah, we have Utgard, Loki, Vafthrudnir, Thrym, Ymir, Surt, and then we have basic Frost Giant, basic Mountain Giant, basic Fire Giant, and Son of Moosepole, which is just a more powerful Fire Giant, basically. And, we also have Skrymir, even though that's technically Utgard Loki again, but I had a different ability I wanted to give him. And, do we have any others? That's all I can remember that we have in the game for now. Well, we have Loki, if you count him. I'm glad you're happy for Spam. Do you like Lao Fei or Freya? Well, I like both of them. Are you asking which one I like more? Right now it's Freya because we like don't have the Lao Fei game out yet, so I'll see how her game goes. What do you think about the God of War Lao Fei controversy? I did a whole video on the controversy, and you can hear exactly what I think of it there. I think it's ridiculous. I like Freya more? Yeah, fair enough. Have you ever read the Artemis Fowl books? I have not, but a lot of people have wanted me to talk about the movie, and I know it is very fairy-based, so I think at some point I'll read the books, then watch the movie, and do a comparison video. Twisted Flame with yet another donation. I can't keep up with you, Twisted Flame. Sleipnir appeared in the Thor movie, implying that it happened in the MCU. I can already tell you they probably changed his origin, but yeah, I know he appeared in the Thor movie. I did not see the video. Well, go check it out. What if there was a Polynesian hack and slash game with Maui as the protagonist? Hell yeah, I would buy that, of course. Hollywood has gone downhill in recent years. You know, we say that every generation. Every generation says that, but then we still get great stuff. Like, you know, Obsession was fucking great. I personally thought the Odyssey movie, even though it had its problems, was still a very good movie. And, you know, we've gotten some really cool stuff in this generation. Like, even though the MCU went downhill, it's still amazing that it happened. It's one of the, if you think about it, Avengers Endgame is one of the great cinematic achievements now. Like, we've never had something like that before. It's incredible that that happened. Like, come on. Also, like, the fact that YouTubers can make movies that end up, like, doing such incredible numbers is an amazing new development in Hollywood, if you think about it. Yeah. So we've still got the cool stuff out there. Triz, thank you for the donation. Nestor said no hero from the Trojan War compares to the heroes of old like Theseus, Perseus, Heracles, and don't forget Iliad, Achilles isn't invulnerable. You know what? You do have a point there. But when you ask me this versus Achilles, I'm going to, you know, give him all the benefits he's been said to have. You know? But yeah, you do have a solid point there. But, you know, Nestor was probably being a boomer. Maybe he was just like, it ain't like the old days. It's weird that the Jade Emperor never does anything while his whole court is failing. Yeah, well, he's kind of a dick. Regan Monkey, thanks for the $2. What's your favorite Odyssey movie adaptation? Well, again, can I pick the 97 series? Because I think that's my favorite. Who's your favorite Greek gods? Well, Hades and Heracles are my favorites. Can you do an inaccuracy video on Troy? I actually talked about that earlier. I would like to. Chaos or the Percy Jackson show? Oh, Chaos. I had more fun watching Chaos, genuinely. Twisted Flame, again. MCU should reboot with a timeline merge. I think that's actually what they're doing. Honestly, I'm a little MCU'd out. Like, I'm a little superhero movied out in general. I really wish that the DC movies have been great. For me, the new Superman movie was okay. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was great either. And I didn't watch Supergirl because everyone told me it was lame, and I was like, well, that's disappointing to hear. So, who knows? Clayface actually looks cool, though, so we'll see what happens there. Hold on. What was that question about the card game? What is your card game about? Well, it doesn't have a story. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! You just play characters and fight each other. Also, can I do a new character suggestion? Yes, suggest whoever the hell you want. Like, Meatball, thanks for the $2. Can you show me the mountain goat and what does it do? What mountain goat? Mountain giant. I'm an idiot. I misread you. You know what? Sure. Why the hell not? Here, let's show you the mountain giant. I'll tell you what it does right now, though. We have location cards in the game. The Mountain Giant's ability is that if a mountain location is present, he's unaffected by your opponent's abilities. So basically, he's just, you know, he's got the home field advantage, which I think makes sense. Okay, what the hell? Who took that many cards out of their fucking sleeve? God damn it. I think my brother did this. Pissing me off. Wait, where's the rest of the... Oh, for God's sake. Costa, I'm gonna fucking smack you in the face. Okay. Alright, oh shit, there's some new donations. Oh shit. Okay. Let me just answer these. Derry Dragon, thank you for the $5. If all mythology from different cultures existed at the same time, I think making the Cthulhu mythos the main villains would be great. I think that would be really cool. I also thought what would be really cool as villains in a, like, all mythologies are real thing would be the Mesopotamian gods. Like, you know, the old ones returning to reclaim the earth or something like that. So I thought that would be amazing too. But Lovecraftian works a lot as well. Twisted Flame, thank you. Final donation. Read Gods Behaving Badly. That's on my list. That's been recommended before. So I will eventually do that as well. All right, let's find the Mountain Giant. Where is it? Berserker, Golfoxy, Dwarf, Valhalla, Ragnarok, Gollin, Bursty. Well, there's the Fire Giant. Yeah, I'll show you guys a few giants just because I love you guys. You guys get a lot of privileges coming in here. You know, we were just talking about Sleipnir. I'll show Sleipnir too. Where the hell is the Mountain Giant? Dwarf, the Greeter. Oh, wait, this must be the Dwarf deck Costa built. Okay, that actually makes sense now. Move those. Hel, Hod, Uller, Modi, Magni, Sol, Yggdrasil, Muspelheim. There's Thrym, there's Skrymir, Thiazi, Frost Giant. I'd like to show that off. And Mountain Giant. There we go. Okay, cool. Yep. Okay. Oh shit, new donation. Let me make sure I didn't miss any real quick. Oh, I did miss one. Okay. So, thank you, Meatball. Who's your favorite god out of all mythology? It's either Hades or Sun Wukong, probably Sun Wukong. I just love Sun Wukong so much. He is so cool. The 76 Doctor, thank you for the donation. Working on a horror story of modern-day archaeologists discovering the Minotaur's labyrinth and being stalked by the Minotaur and finding the remains of Theseus. Any thoughts? I love it. Fucking do it. Do it. Like, Theseus failed. The story was a lie. That thing is still alive and it's been starving for thousands of years. I love that idea. You know, there actually is a movie, I think a foreign film called The Minotaur that's, you know, about, like, supposed to be, I think, a horror movie about Theseus. It's not very good, though, unfortunately. Derry Dragon, thank you for the $2. Are you planning to add Cthulhu mythos in your game? It's not a priority. Look, if I run out of, like, cultural religions and want to add one more, then yes, I'll do it. But I'm obviously going to prioritize, you know, African and, you know, Celtic and Polynesian and, you know, the other ones first. All right, you wanted to see the Mountain Giant? Here is the Mountain Giant. Art is by Krzysztof Porchowski, very talented artist. Yep, and the Mountain Giant's ability is it is ability proof while a mountain is present. Then we've got, okay, I will answer that donation in a second. Let me finish what I'm doing. The Frost Giant, same artist, Krzysztof Porchowski, very well done. And the Frost Giant's ability is whoever attacks gets frozen for the next turn, so they can't attack back. God, it's unfortunate you guys can't see these better. Then we've got the Fire Giant, whose ability is that whoever he attacks, he destroys their armor, because, you know, he melts it. Also Krzysztof Porchowski. And then we've got one of the best equipped cards in the Norse deck is Sleipnir with the 8 legs. Boom, boom. All right, cool. Hope you guys like that. By the way, the reason I reply to donations first should be obvious. I don't want people to give me money and then get nothing out of it. Triz, thank you for another donation. I think the movie Character Assassinated Odysseus. The new one? I thought they tried to make him actually more likable. Like, because Odysseus is kind of an ass in a lot of ways in the Odyssey. He murdered a baby, if you remember. Twisted Flame, thank you for yet another donation. I thought you said that was the final donation. A game with all mythologies being true, the storyline should be about a guy trying to stop Zeus from knocking up his wife. That could just be a thing going on in the background. That would be hilarious. Okay, it has been 2 hours and I'm pretty exhausted and I've shown you guys a whole lot of stuff. Hopefully you feel like you got your time and your money's worth. I'm gonna blast through some of this chat if I can. Who's stronger, Neja or Taeshang Laojun? I don't know enough about Taeshang Laojun, unfortunately. Do you have a Charybdis card? Yes, I do. Can you add Tutongtea to your game? Maybe in the future. Do you like Katie's Town? Yes, quite a bit. Will you be adding Iberian mythology? Maybe in the future, but not anytime soon. Have you watched Forbidden Kingdom? Yes, I was a little disappointed with it. Do you know Ganymede's lineage? Yes, I do. Favorite DC character? I really like the whole Justice League, but I love the shit out of Beast Boy, so it's probably him. Where would we get the cards? Kickstarter. When is the Kickstarter launching? When I make enough money for the marketing push. What do you think of Court of the Dead? Haven't read it. What's your opinion on Hellboy? I love Hellboy. He's really cool. Who would win, Hades or Hela? Hades. Hades has actually fought in a war. Hela hasn't. What do you think of... Okay, I already answered that. You think we'll see Sun Wukong and Lao Fei? No, but I would love it if we did. Will you talk about the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster? Maybe for April Fools or something. You're the GOAT. Thank you very much. Should they remake the Percy Jackson movies? No, I'm done. I'm done with Percy Jackson adaptations. It's just never going to be good, and I've resigned to that. I'm tired of, like, it happening over and over again. Favorite Greek hero, Heracles. Have you ever heard of the sock creature? No, I have not. Okay, I'm seeing the same questions popping up a lot more, so I am going to stop there. Thank you for all the incredible kindness you guys have given me today, all the wonderful donations and all the kind words. You guys really do mean a shit ton to me. Now I need to go try to make a educational short for today. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. It's going to be about magic shoes. And I'm so hungry, I really need to eat something, and I don't know how to end videos.